Assalamu alaikum, welcome to my channel. Before we start, kindly subscribe to my channel and do share this video with your friends. Today we are going to solve Cambridge GCSE Mathematics Paper 4 Extended Variant 4-2 May-June 2020, question number 7 onwards. Question number 7, this is a probability question. Let's read the question. Tanya plants some seeds. The probability that a seed will produce flowers is 0.8. When a seed produces flowers, the probability that the flowers are red is 0.6, and the probability that the flowers are yellow is 0.3. A. Tanya has a seed that produces flowers. Find the probability that the flowers are not red and not yellow. The total probability is always equal to 1, and the probability of being red is 0.6 and the flowers being yellow is 0.3. So when you subtract that from 1, you will get 0.1. Part B, we have to complete the tree diagram. Produces flowers, yes and no. It's given to us that it produces flowers is 0.8. The branches, when you add them, should equal to 1. So if produces flowers is yes, not produces flower will be 1 minus 0.8. That will give us 0.2. And then if it produces flowers, the color red is given to us 0.6, yellow is 0.3, and other colors we found is 0.1. This is the tree diagram completed. B2, find the probability that a seed chosen at random produces red flowers. So the seed produces flowers and has red flowers. If you are going up in branch like that from one branch to another, we multiply. So the probability is going to be 0.8 times 0.6, which is 0.48. Part 3. Tanya chooses a seed at random. Find the probability that this seed does not produce red flowers and does not produce yellow flowers. So if it produces flowers, then it will be 0.8 times 0.1. So it will be yes times other colors, or it could be that it did not produce any flowers because they did not say that it has to produce. This is 0.8 multiplied by 0.1 plus 0.2. This will give us 0.28. Next question. 2 of the seeds are chosen at random. Find the probability that one produces flowers and one does not produce flowers. So the first scenario will be that it produces flowers. We'll write it as a yes, the first seed, and the second seed does not produce flower. Or it could be the other way around, does not produce flowers, the first seed, and the second seed produces flowers. So we have to write down this probability. Probability of yes is 0.8 and of no is 0.2. So we replace that and this will give us 0.32. This was a really very easy question. Question number 8. We have two similar triangles. We have been given two triangles ABC and PQR. Both are mathematically similar. The area of triangle ABC is 16 square centimeter. Calculate the area of triangle PQR. We can solve this in many different ways. Your teacher might teach you in different ways. And depending on the full question, which way to use, you have to decide. I'm showing you a short way. You have been asked to find this area. Write it as A. A, and the corresponding area is 16, right? This is the area. Now the side for PQR is 12 and the side for ABC is 8. Because it is a side and we want to find the area, we are going to square it. Area is equal to 12 over 8 square, and the 16, which is a divide, when I shift to the other side, it will be a multiply. This will give you 36 square centimeter. The next part of the question, the triangles are the cross sections of prisms which are also mathematically similar. The volume of the smaller prism is 320 cubic centimeter. We have to calculate the length of the larger prism. So there's a lot of things that you need to know here. Volume can also be found by area multiplied by length. So this is for the smaller prism. We will find the length of the smaller prism. 320 is equal to 16 multiplied by length. Therefore, length is going to be 320 divided by 16, which is 20. This is the length of the smaller prism. To find the length of the larger prism, we will first find the scale factor. So, by using the sides, 8 times the scale factor, you can write in place of scale factor k or whatever you are used to. K is equal to 12 divided by 8, which is 3 over 2. Now we know the length of the smaller one, a smaller triangle, that is 20. Multiply by our k will give us the length of the larger prism, and that is 30 centimeters. Remember, this is the smaller, this is the larger, and that is your scale factor. First, we used the length that was given to us, the smaller length and the larger length, to find k. After we found k, we replaced the smaller length, we replaced the k to get the length of the larger prism. I hope you have understood this. Moving on, a cylinder with radius 6 centimeter and height 8 centimeter has the same volume as a sphere with radius 4.5 centimeter. Find the value of h. The volume of the sphere can be found by using this equation. To find the volume of a cylinder, we use the formula pi r square h. Now the cylinder volume is the same as the volume of the sphere. So pi r square h is equal to 4 over 3 pi r cube. And the radius of the sphere is 4.5 centimeter. Replace the r with 4.5. And here also we have the radius given to us, which is 6 centimeter. Do not make the pi into a decimal. For now, let's leave it like that. You will get 36 pi h is equal to, don't put the pi in the calculator, you will get 243 over 2 pi. The 2 pi's will get cancelled, and then you will be left with h is equal to 243 over 2 divided by 36, which will give us 27 over 8, and in decimal form that is 3.375 centimeters. Part C. A solid metal cube of side 20 centimeter is melted down and made into 40 solid spheres, each of radius r centimeter. Find the value of r. And we can find the volume of a sphere using this formula. First, we have to find the volume of this cube with side 20 centimeter. Volume of a cube is side cube. So we have 20 centimeter, we are going to cube it, and that will give us 8,000 cubic centimeter. Now this is divided into 40 solid spheres. So volume of one sphere will be 8,000 divided by 40. That will give us 200. And how do we find the volume of a sphere using the formula 4 over 3 pi r cube? We have to make r the subject. So we will write 200 divided by 4 over 3 pi. This is a multiply. When I shift to the other side, it will be a divide. Is equal to r cube. This is one way of writing it. The other way will be, we will write 200. We will, whatever is in the denominator, 3 is in the denominator, we write it in the numerator. And what is in the numerator, 4 pi, we write in the denominator. You can put in the calculator or not put in the calculator and continue working like this. This is cube. So if we want to remove the cube, we will take the cube root of this. We will get 3.627. We'll round it to 2 decimals. So radius is 3.63 centimeters, I think. Yes. Part D. A solid cylinder has radius x centimeter and height 7x over 2 centimeter. And the surface area of a sphere with radius r is equal to the total surface area of the cylinder. Find an expression for r in terms of x. The first thing we know is that the surface area of the sphere is equal to the total surface area of the cylinder. So surface area of sphere is equal to surface area of cylinder. We have the formula for area, which is 4 pi r square. The surface area of cylinder is, there are two circles, right? Top and bottom. So 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h. Now we'll replace our radius of the sphere with r, capital R. And replace the r, the radius of the cylinder with x, and the height of the cylinder with, the radius is x and the height is 7x over 2. We have to make r the subject. It becomes easier if you do little by little so that it doesn't get confusing. This 2 and 2 will get cancelled. And now we have 4 pi r square is equal to 2 pi x square plus, if we multiply these terms, we will get 7 pi x square. As they are the same, there is pi x square and there is pi x square, you can add them. 9 pi x square. You want to make r square the subject, so shift the 4 pi to the other side. The pi got cancelled. You have r square is equal to 9 over 4 x square. To remove the r, we have to square root the other side. So 9 over 4 x square. Square root of 9 over 4 is 3 over 2. And the square of x and the square root, the 2 will get cancelled. We will get x. Normally, if we write a square root, we need to put a plus and a minus. But radius cannot be negative, so we only use the plus. I hope you have understood this. Question number 9 is an algebra question. Part A1. Write x square plus 8x minus 9 in the form x plus k square plus h. This is completing the square. You can watch the videos which I have made on different types of completing the square. I'll show you in a very easy way. So first you write, this applies when the x square does not have any coefficient, so it's only 1. Write x plus the number here, you divide by 2. You will get 4. Okay, don't write the x next to it. Close the bracket, put a square. And then write a minus. The sign in the bracket will be the sign that is here. So there's a plus 8x, so I wrote plus 4. But outside the bracket, it's always minus. After this step, the number that we got here, write it as a square. And then the negative 9, which is here, write that. Now in the calculator, put the whole thing in the calculator here, the outside number with the signs. And that will give us negative 25. So that's our answer, x plus 4 square minus 25. The second part we have is to solve the equation when that equals to 0. We have already done the difficult part. Now we have to just find x. First shift the negative 20 to the other side, it will become positive. And remember I said if it's a square, you always have to square root with a plus and a minus. Then shift the 4 to the other side, it will be negative 4. So x is equal to negative 4 plus square root 25. This will give you 1. And x is equal to negative 4 minus square root 25. This will give you negative 9. These are our two answers. Part B. The solutions of the equation x squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 are this. Find the values of b and the value of c. I hope you know your quadratic formula. If you want to use it, we use x is equal to negative b plus and minus square root b square minus 4c over 2a. So comparing this, we get negative b is equal to negative 7, right? This is our b and this. So it means b, the negative gets cancelled, b is equal to 7. The other thing is b square minus 4c, the inside one of the square root. That is equal to 61. You already have your b, which is 7. So negative 4c is equal to 61 minus 49, which is 12. C will be 12 divided by negative 4, negative 3. This was a little different type of question. The next is sketching the graph of y is equal to x minus 1 square. It's a square, so it's a quadratic graph. Quadratic graphs, if you have y is equal to x square, is going to be like this. Now you have y is equal to x minus 1 square. There's a change inside the bracket. Inside the bracket, the change is always related to x-axis. And everything related to the x, we do the opposite. If it's a negative one, you might think that I have to shift my graph to the left, right? But it's the opposite. We have to shift our graph to the right. It means we add 1 to all our x's. So our basic graph is like this. Now we will add 1 to 0. So it will shift here. Now the graph will be like this. When you are sketching, you need two things: the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Y-intercept is on the y-axis, x-intercept is here. Y-intercept means your x is 0. We know that it shifted to the right, so it is 1 here now. Now to find the y-intercept, in our equation, which is y is equal to x minus 1 square, in place of x, substitute 0. You will get 1. So it will cut the y-axis when y is 1. Now that we have got our x-intercept and the y-intercept, let's draw the graph. Try to make a smooth curve. Remember that it's a sketch. Neatness is more important. So we are done with part A. Always put your the values of the y and the x-intercept. Now B, sketch the graph of y is equal to half x plus 1. For the x-intercept, y is 0. So in place of y, we will substitute 0 and find x. We'll get negative 1 is equal to half x. The 2 we shall bring on the top. Negative 1 multiplied by 2 is equal to x. So let this be negative 2. To find the x-intercept, we substitute in place of x. We have already found the x-intercept. So for the y-intercept, in place of x, we substitute 0. Finding the y-intercept is much easier. This will get cancelled. Y is equal to 1. We already have that point now. Now we have to draw a line. So this is how your sketch will look like. C2, the graphs of y equals x minus 1 square and y is equal to half x plus 1 intersect at A and B. We can see there's an intersection. Find the length AB. We already have one point here, which is 0, 1. We need to find another point. To find the point of intersection, we have to make the y equal to y. So we will write x minus 1 square is equal to half x plus 1. You have to expand this and you will get x square minus 2x plus 1 is equal to half x plus 1. Now about the expansion. In my other question, I have showed you a plus b square expansion. Now you can learn a square minus 2ab plus b square. So what is our x? Our a is our x. So x square minus 2x and b is 1. I'm talking about this equation here. This is so much easier. X square minus 2x plus 1. Now bring all the x's on one side and the numbers on one side. We'll have x square minus 2x minus half x plus 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. This will get cancelled, and negative 2x minus half x will give us negative 3 over 2x. If we factorize the x out, this will be negative 5 over 2x. If we factorize the x out, we are left with x minus 5 over 2, as x is common here. So either x is 0, which we already have, or x is 5 over 2. Now we have to use our distance formula, which is x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. We need x and the y. We got our two x's, now we need our two y's. One y is 1, and to find the other y, in place of x, substitute 5 over 2. You can use this equation or this equation. So when x is 0, I'm just showing that also, 0 minus 1 square, 1. So one point you have is 0 and 1. The other point when x is 5 over 2. So y is equal to 5 over 2 minus 1 square, and y will be 9 over 4. So you have the second point, 5 over 2 and 9 over 4. These are your two x's, and the other two are your two y. So the length of AB will be, using our formula, 0 minus 5 over 2 square plus 1 minus 9 over 4 square. Remember one thing, if you are taking the x first from here, this point, then the y also should be first. I cannot write 9 over 4 minus 1. I cannot reverse the order. Now this will give us 2.795. Rounded to one decimal number, you will get 2.8 units. Memorize the formula for distance. And remember, whenever the word intersects, meets, or cuts comes, you make whatever equations you have equal to each other, like we did here, and solve and find for x. After you find your x, to find y, you can substitute in either of the equation and you will get the same value. Question number 10. It's got 6 marks. It's because it's a new topic, not because it's difficult. So let's start. The first question is a 2-mark question and it's super easy. Find the value of y when x is equal to negative 1. So in place of x, substitute negative 1. The bracket is important. This will give you 5. Now suppose if you put in the calculator like this, you will get negative 1. Most of the calculators will give you this, and that is wrong. So you need to put a bracket. If you put a bracket, you will get a positive answer. A2, find the two stationary points on the graph of y is equal to x to the power of 4 minus 4x cubed. For this, we have to follow certain steps. You need to know whenever they say stationary point, it means when we differentiate, that is when we find our dy dx, that is equal to 0. Our gradient is 0. So let's differentiate this. Have a look at the video which I have put for introduction of differentiation, and also how to find the equation of tangent and normal. When we differentiate, we multiply the power with the number in the front. 1 multiplied by 4 is 4, and 4 minus 1, 3. Negative 4 multiplied by 3 is negative 12, and 3 minus 1, 2. Make this equal to 0. Now factorize this. It is okay if you don't factorize the numbers, and you just factorize the x. As you can see, there are 3x here and there are 2x here. So what is common? The 2x. We'll factorize that out and we will get 4x minus 12 is equal to 0. So either x square is equal to 0 or 4x minus 12 is equal to 0. X square is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 0. 4x is equal to 12 and x is equal to 12 divided by 4, 3. We found our two x's. X is 0 and x is 3. But we need to find point. Point or coordinate means we need also to find the y. When x is 0, y is going to be, we replace the x with 0. And you will get 0. And when you replace the y with, the x with 3, we will get negative 27. A very easy 6-mark question. In part B, we have been given an equation and we have been given the differentiation of that equation. We have to find the value of P and Q. An interesting question. So let's write down the question and differentiate this. This will be, the P comes in the front, right? The power we multiply by the number in the front and we minus 1 from the power. Multiply by Q, 2 multiply by Q and Q minus 1 is equal to 11x to the power of 10 plus 10x to the power of 4. Here we can see when we compare the coefficient of x, P is equal to 11. To compare coefficient of x here, we can write 2q is equal to 10, but instead of that, it will be much easier if we will compare just the power. Q minus 1 is equal to 4. Q is equal to 4 plus 1, which is 5. Even if you had compared 2q with 10, you will have still gotten 5. So 2q is equal to 10. Q will equal to 10 divided by 2, 5. We have completed this exam paper. If I've helped you, do like the video and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.